You always find a good excuse to show her off, but I've never been more over you, so you can't stop. Honestly, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, care that she's cool, funny too, pretty hair. It almost seems to me you're on jealousy, but please, there's no need, I don't care. Couldn't care less, I swear. I'm in paradise, do my thing, not thinking twice. Guess it hurts for you to see that. But I never knew how much trouble you'd go through to make sure I wouldn't believe that. You always find a good excuse to show her off, but I've never been more over you, so you can't stop. Honestly, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, care that she's cool, funny too, pretty hair. It almost seems to me you're on jealousy, but please, there's no need, I don't care. Couldn't care less, I swear. Couldn't care less, I swear. I really don't wish you would get it and move on instead of stringing her along. Yeah, 'cause she's the one, yeah, she's the one who's gonna care about what you've done. I really don't. Honestly, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, care that she's cool, funny too, pretty hair. It almost seems to me you're on jealousy, but please, there's no need, I don't care. Couldn't care less, I swear. Couldn't care less, I swear. Couldn't care less, I swear.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We are here to talk about scammers. These are stolen valor scammers, kind of the worst of the worst, especially the one female who I really found out a lot about. We're going to watch a lot about her today, but we're going to look at just some overall stolen valor scammers. So let's get right into it. Hey, Nat, Betty Dan Boop, CLM, Shalima, and Craftastic, Replay Rants. Good to see y'all here today, all of y'all. Let's see. Salmonella, good to see you. Let's see who else. Okay. So you may ask, I misspoke, called it the wrong thing the other day. I knew what I was talking about because I had, if you've heard of that, the Vietnam Wall that travels around. It's like a replica of the Vietnam Wall. And so I was working for a newspaper that was mostly written for long haul truck drivers. And this couple called me, and they were going to, they were going to be in a nearby city to me. And would I, and of course I wanted to interview this truck driver with all this experience who was going around the country. He and his wife, that was their job, and they were taking this thing around the country. Well, after the story ran, some of these military people who look for stolen valor people, they caught the guy and, called him out. And I mean, the story had already, it had already been sent to press and everything. And, it's not something that I would know. It should have been something that the company who hired him knew. Yeah, we're hiring this former military. He also said he had Agent Orange, and he was going into this long thing about how sick he was. And it was horrible. I mean, that he would lie, sit there, want me to interview him, and then lie to my face. So that was my, my first and only experience with that because I'm not in the military, but I've had that experience. So like it's crazy. And so let me see what this is. I've got a lot. So if you don't know, stolen valor is the term that's used to describe when people falsely claim that they've been in the military, and the people who out them will ask them specific questions that they won't know because they weren't actually in a particular war which they say they were in. And it's they just lie. It's probably to me one of the worst forms of lying. But here's how they say you can tell if they're lying about their military record: failing to describe military service in detail, not fully understanding the nature of military duty, and making vague statements. Let me see if it has any more information about. Yeah, so we've got a lot to look at today, and I hope that y'all are here for it. Anybody up for that today? Shalima, how are you? If anybody comes in that I didn't say hi to, I'm sorry. If you would, please hit the like button. And if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and subscribe. I would just really be thrilled with that. You can always unsubscribe if you don't like what you see, but it really helps me to build my channel to get that like and subscribers too. It's how we get in the algorithm. So without further ado, these are going to kind of be in order. The videos we're going to watch about this woman who lied. Let me pull this up. Can't stand when people scam. This one says she had lung cancer or some bullshit, you know. Oh, and prayers for the people in Maine, who were injured, witnessed it, were killed. They're going through a terrible time. I'm not trying to detract from that, but it's just not something that I normally cover. So I didn't think it would be something that I wanted to go live about. They just had the press conference and the numbers are down from the amount of people they said were unalived, but apparently he's still on the loose, and I believe that he's probably I think he probably already took his own life. But he might have gotten away. And this man was in he has mental illness issues, and he was in the hospital this summer for that. So there, and to me, it didn't appear like he wanted to, like he really thought he was going to get, he wasn't covered. His head wasn't covered. Anybody could recognize him. That's how they first, found out who he was. He didn't look like somebody who didn't think he was going to pass away that day. So crazy stuff. CLM says, I love it when I see, oh, okay. Hey, Ginger, good to see you. Good to see you here. Yeah, prayers for everybody involved in that, the officers who are looking for him, people who are now going to suffer from mental health issues because this happened, and the families of those who are lost. It's just incredibly sad. So I'm not trying to, pretend like that's not going on. It's just not what we're going to do today. There's plenty of coverage if that's what people want to see. So without further ado, let's watch this.
Woman is accused of pretending to be a United States Marine, going as far as saying she served in the War on Terror.
The Providence VA confirms Sarah Kavanaugh, a current employee there, is at the center of the allegations. We've also confirmed there is now a federal investigation. Kavanaugh is described as a Purple Heart recipient in several event notices, but a Marine Corps spokesperson tells us there are no records of anyone in their system by that name.
12 News reporter Sheena Loshuto has been working the story and has more on just how far some people say Kavanaugh was willing to go. Sheena?
Well, we've talked to the heads of two local nonprofits who say Kavanaugh didn't just say she served in the military. She claimed she served in combat and now has cancer from it too. A story they say didn't add up once they started asking questions. A quick internet search shows Sarah Kavanaugh has been at veterans parades and different ceremonies. Described as a United States Marine, a Purple Heart recipient.
It's an entire identity that she's created.
That's why some of the nonprofits 12 News spoke to say there weren't any red flags at first. Tom Schumann says Sarah Kavanaugh told him directly she was battling lung cancer, a story he says she's told to other nonprofits too.
I wanted to say effing bitch, but I didn't. I said it nice way. But really? What is with these cancer scammers? This may be my whole channel going forward. People who lie about cancer and stolen valor and all the scams, which is how I started my channel, but I do a lot of stuff. But anyway.
Telling me about when she went to the oncologist and the oncologist did a scan of her lungs and that it was metallic particles from her IED blast and burn pits that gave her the lung cancer.
Schumann is the president of PB Abate, a group dedicated to helping veterans. He says Kavanaugh went on 2 retreats with the group, but a deeper look at the paperwork she sent in led to questions. The Marine Corps tells 12 News they were unable to find a record for Sarah Kavanaugh or for the Social Security number on the military document cited.
The entire principle of our organization is to bring people together and connect them and to build that trust and connection of veterans. And when that's exploited, it's hurtful.
In response to the stolen valor allegations, the Rhode Island Office of Veterans Services confirmed there is now a federal investigation into this case, sending us a statement reading in part, "Lying about military service is dishonorable. Many brave men and women in uniform, as well as their families, have sacrificed so much in service to our country." And the Providence VA tells us Kavanaugh is a social worker there. The VA is also investigating. We've tried several times, but Kavanaugh has not returned our calls. We will continue trying to reach her. I'm Sheena Loshuto, 12 News.
I mean, this case is already over, so we're kind of going through it here. Hey, Echo, good to see you.
Rhode Island woman is accused of pretending to be a United States Marine.
So, I mean, you know, this is when they started the investigation. And now we're going to go to another step of her. It just infuriates me because you hear about these homeless veterans who have mental
Rhode Island woman
illness. I mean, we so often say mental health issues, but it's mental illness that we have. I mean, I have depression and anxiety. But these veterans that leave wars and they end up homeless and they have problems getting treatment sometimes, and their benefits aren't that great. And they end up, a lot of them are the people that you see. A lot of times they're the people that you see out on the streets who don't have a home because of PTSD and things. And apparently this man who killed all the people last night in Maine suffers from PTSD. And he's also, so to say that you're suffering from a war that you weren't even at is a slap in the face to every person who's ever fought in a war, who's ever been in the military and put their lives on the line fighting for, even in training. Sometimes our military members die in training. So anytime you're in the military, you're giving your life up for a reason, and to lie about it and get benefits for it and get jobs because of it. Oh, it's just infuriating. Y'all know I'm mad.
An Island woman accused of posing as a wounded Marine to get charity money has agreed to plead guilty. WBZ's Paula Eben joins us live in studio now. And Paula, she is actually facing a list of charges.
Lisa, we've been following this story since March when 31-year-old Sarah Kavanaugh of East Greenwich, Rhode Island was arrested. Now she has struck a plea agreement and will plead guilty. Police say Kavanaugh falsely claimed to be a decorated Marine with a Purple Heart and a Bronze Star who was battling lung cancer because of exposure to burn pits in war zones. Police say she also used those claims to fraudulently gain hundreds of thousands of dollars in charitable benefits and services reserved for injured veterans. Police say Kavanaugh never served in any military branch. And back in March, we spoke with the executive director of a nonprofit that Kavanaugh had recently asked for help.
When I asked her, well, explain to me what happened, and she said to me, I was in Afghanistan. I was the second vehicle in a convoy. And we hit an IED, that was buried on the side of the road. And she said that her lung cancer was a direct correlation from particulate matter related to the IED blast, which is an extremely concerning. That's something that happens fairly often that gets overlooked.
Kavanaugh will plead guilty to charges of fraud, aggravated identity theft, forgery, and fraudulent use of metals. A judge will determine her sentence. David.
All right, Paula, thank you.
Just another day in the neighborhood for these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Really, Betty Damboop? That's amazing. I bet they don't like these people lying about it. Let's go to this one.
Tonight, the East Greenwich woman who posed as a wounded Marine to get Tonight, the East Greenwich woman who posed as a wounded Marine to get donations and veterans benefits is going to prison. A federal judge sentenced Sarah Kavanaugh a short time ago. Before learning her punishment, she told the court she was ashamed of what she did. 12 News reporter Alexandra Leslie was in court for the sentencing hearing and joins us live with what happened. Alex?
Well, before a judge handed down the maximum sentence that federal prosecutors requested, just under 6 years, we also heard from victims of Sarah Kavanaugh's in court talking about how she not only stole their money, but also their confidence, trust, and respect. And we also heard from Kavanaugh herself. Prosecutors argue that while Sarah Kavanaugh tried to gain acceptance and respect, she could have done so without stealing from others.
The bottom line is it's simply appalling.
The 32-year-old was sentenced to 70 months in prison and to pay just under $300,000 in restitution to more than a dozen victims. 3 spoke inside federal court where cameras are not allowed, including a cancer patient that Kavanaugh stole medical records and accepted donations from to pay for fictitious treatments of her own. U.S. Attorney Zachary Cunha calls Kavanaugh's actions morally repugnant.
This is a defendant who convinced friends at the gym to bend down and tie her shoelaces because she claimed she couldn't do that. This is a defendant.
What? She got people to tie her shoelaces because she said she couldn't do it. I think these people, they're just pathological liars. If you've ever met a pathological liar, you know when you know them. And we got some of those people on YouTube. But yeah, she was at the gym. Pathological liars, I think a lot of times they believe their own lies. Now, that's a big lie to believe, but so is saying that you have cancer when you don't. So, I mean, she claims she had cancer. She claims she had a Purple Heart. She didn't have any of that. Tie my shoes for me. What bullshit.
Who got herself a service puppy to deal with supposed battlefield trauma.
And she got a service dog?
That, of course, she never experienced because she's never served in the military, let alone on a battlefield, and then convinced her friends to bend down and pick up the dog's waist for her because she claimed she couldn't do that.
The commander of North Carolina.
She got them to poop the scoop for her. Oh my gosh. I know, Ginger. The lengths people will go for attention and money. Attention and money. That's what it's about. Yeah, y'all that have military family members or you're military yourself, I'm very proud of you and your people. Yes, very proud.
Kingstown VFW 152 spoke in court about how her actions have resulted in a loss of trust and support to local VFWs. One VFW member told us more about that outside of court.
The credibility factor was damaged. It damaged us. And we have seen it, as the post commander Dave Ainsley has said. It's like, there's things we're trying to get out there and support. And we don't have as much resources. We don't have as much money. We don't have the volunteers that are part of the post. So, you can't put a dollar figure on that.
Kavanaugh's attorney had requested a much lighter sentence of 24 months and a day, saying she has already paid a significant price by losing her job and reputation.
She lost her job and her reputation, which were fake. Her reputation was fake, and she got a job with that. So what? She didn't lose anything that she earned. Wow. A lighter sentence because she lost her job and her reputation. What reputation? Man, her attorneys were really trying to find something there. Yeah, that's her problem.
The 32-year-old also spoke in court, saying she was sorry, but that she wanted a chance to rebuild her life. Now, in court, Kavanaugh's defense attorney requested that she be able to attend an appointment with her psychiatrist tonight, but the judge remanded her immediately into the custody of U.S. Marshals, and she was taken out of court in handcuffs.
Good for her. Good for her.
Reporting live in Providence, Alexandra Leslie.
Pisses me off. Just saying. Makes me really mad. Let's watch this one. Do y'all ever have dreams and then they stick in your head? Like,
ding dong, the witch is
about that person that you had the dream about. Does everybody do that? I've been having dreams about this somebody I used to, know. A liar. I know she lost her reputation as a liar. Well, that means she's probably in jail doing the same, or prison doing the same lying. I'll give you 14 packages of Cheetos for a drink of your alcohol that you made under your bed. And then they give her a drink and she doesn't have any Cheetos. That's the kind of liar she is, right? Oh, Ginger, yeah, you were taught to respect and honor your elders and country. Yes. What is wrong with our society that people don't respect their elders anymore? This is going to be fun. This guy's a lot of fun. He is dancing around about it. Let's watch him.
Dead, witch, old witch, the wicked witch, ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Sarah Kavanaugh, quite possibly the world's most infamous stolen valor turd, has not only been arrested, she's been sentenced to jail, baby. Found guilty, sentenced right straight to federal pound you in the butthole prison, baby. Woo! Justice. Oh, let it rain down on you so good.
He says it all. Look at that face. I mean, and that's, some of these people, there's a man on here who's got his own channel. He's got over 300,000 subscribers for, calling people and calling them out on stolen valor.
Now I'm going to say some bad words and probably get demonetized on this video, but that's okay. Because today's sponsor is Goat Guns, collectible miniature gun models, each with their own there. Why not get yourself a those retired grunts and guys that you can imagine that you had. You can get to all this cool stuff by clicking the Goat Guns link below, but don't forget to use code ANGRY. Videos on Sarah Kavanaugh and explaining that she stole some valor and that she's a turd, and then the second one showing you exactly how much she stole from non-for-profit veteran organizations, charities. Oh, What a wonderful person she is on the inside. But now, today, we have the culminating effect of all this bullshit. Her actions, her arrest, and now her sentencing. It's moments like this that give me hope in the justice system. Now, I implore you to watch those videos first before you get all the way here to the good, juicy, nougaty center that is justice and how much time she got and how much money she gonna pay back.
She was recognized as captain of the VFW All-State team. Lying? Yes, poop stain on live. Really? What is with people? Do y'all, I mean, let me just take a little spot here and ask y'all, do you, any of y'all ever in your personal life, have you ever known a pathological liar that would tell story? I mean, just answer if you did. I had, yeah, Ginger, a lot of people can't get treatment because there's, it's sad and they don't have housing, and VA's been under a lot of scrutiny because I don't know if they're doing well now, but I know in the past they weren't doing so well with treating people. And for her to get, to fake cancer, tie my shoe for me. So I had a friend in high school. I've mentioned it before, but she would just lie. We would do something. We would go somewhere, and then she would be telling this story. I'm not a storyteller like that. I can write better and I can't, than speak. But I don't put enough extra, and I don't put enough room in there, I guess you could say. I'm more of a journalist type, like this guy. I'm not the one who's going to jump around and do all that in my writing. But she would tell this story, and I'm standing right there going, that didn't happen. That's not how that happened. And then she could just make up shit. It was the stupidest. Ugh.
But I'll refresh your memory. Sarah Kavanaugh, dressed up as a Marine, told a local VFW that she was not only a Marine, but a wounded Marine. Well, Purple Hearts, gee willikers. Heart really goes out to those ones. She was down on her luck that she needed some money. She went away on veterans trips to assist with her fake PTSD that she never had for never serving, but then she got caught up. Turns out, all of it's bullshit. She just worked at the VA for a little bit, stole a couple people's DD-214's military documents proving that they were deployed in the awards that they received, and then made up this whole fake persona just to get some attention. Well, and a little bit of coin.
I like money.
And of course, on top of all that, what got her caught was that she feigned having terminal cancer.
Well, isn't that funny that that's how she got caught, by lying about having cancer? That's a big lie, people. That's a big lie. Oh, yes. Ginger says, of course, I was born in 72 and remember how horribly the Vietnam vets were treated and ostracized by people when they suffered from PTSD and depression, homelessness. It was horrendous.
Called up a good friend of mine at Hunter 7 Foundation, and Hunter 7 Foundation, well, they found something smelled a little off with Sarah Kavanaugh. Did a little bit of digging and found out she's just full of crap. And that's what leads us here. All of her shenanigans, getting found out, now the sentencing. But some interesting things came out during her sentencing. Well, there was witness statements. There was a whole bunch of investigative shenanigans going on to figure out just how much this crazy broad stole and lied about. Now, I touched on the majority on the previous videos, and once again,
hey, Brittany, good to see you. Lie about your age, favorite food, what you look like, but this is ridiculous and cruel. Yes, people lie and tell stories, and maybe maybe you lie and say, I got to get off the phone because the person on the phone's irritating, because I mentioned doing that here to some people. Your call's irritating me and I've got to go because I can't even break in and converse. But that's a lie you can tell. But lying about cancer and military service is not something you should get away with. And you should be ostracized and you should be in prison forever. People should get charged and convicted for lying and raising funds for cancer, just like we showed the other day. And we didn't even get through a tenth of what I had pulled up. So this may be my topic for the next year. I don't know.
Again, check those out. It'll blow your mind. But some of the new things came up during testimony from those affected by Sarah Kavanaugh's lies. I'll give you a little taste. Now, we already know that Sarah feigned having cancer, and that's kind of what got her caught up. But what we didn't know originally is that a friend, a colleague, a wounded veteran who happened to also have cancer saw Sarah and said, geez, she's hard on money. She needs some help. She's dying of cancer. I've got cancer. Why don't I reach out and assist her and give her $599 a month?
Oh, wow. $599 for 10 months. Oh, she paid her monthly insurance premium of $599 for 10 months so she could receive treatments at the Boston Cancer Center. Kavanaugh didn't have cancer and never served in the military. Craftastic said, did good, forgive her, all I can say. Some people have no morals. That's right.
For 10 months to pay for her health care premium while she's getting cancer treatment. Well, Sarah didn't get any cancer treatment because Sarah didn't have cancer. So Sarah took a total of $5,999 from a veteran with cancer for her.
Oh my gosh. Can you imagine taking money from somebody? I have a hard time when people send me money. I feel some kind of way about it. When people send me money on here, it makes me feel, I mean, I'm glad, but at the same time, I'm always kind of like, and I just can't imagine claiming that you have cancer and then taking from someone who actually has cancer, knowing that you don't, taking $600 a month from somebody. That's okay, Craftastic. I just couldn't get through that at the moment.
Herself just scammed him right out of it. Said, oh, thanks, yeah, I got cancer too. Oh God, the cancer. And took his money, his charitable money, to help her out.
Hi,
Miriam. But that's not it. That's not it. Because some of the shit that Sarah got as a benefit for being her stolen valor wounded self, it wasn't just monetary. No. Some of it was just lording over people. I'll give you an example. I'll give you two. Oh, my neck, my back, my woohoo, and my ass. Sarah got a therapy dog. Oh, how great, wonderful.
There are people who need, well, therapy dogs are not. He's calling a therapy dog. Earlier, they said she got a service dog. A trained service dog is like $10,000 to specifically do what is needed per I want to say victim, but per person who needs one. And like a PTSD dog is going to be trained differently than someone who needs physical help, or someone like who's in a, like with Lou Gehrig's disease, who needs the dog to go and actually bring them stuff. They're trained differently, but they're very expensive. And there are people who are on waiting lists and doing fundraisers to try to buy these dogs. And this woman got one and she wasn't even sick. Tie my shoes. Yeah, he's funny. I'm going to look at all his videos. Yeah, I think a lot of this is this latest generation, and this latest generation has been hit hardest. You know, if you're in school, evidently this the COVID thing was really challenging to a lot of students and caused a lot of issues. And you know, it's caused a lot of issues worldwide, you know, but people losing family members and stuff. But I think it especially hit hard the students, and has caused a generation that was already having problems to one that has exacerbated their issues. And that's not a good way. This, you know, like Ginger, you know, you're younger than me, but not by a whole lot. And I wasn't raised that way, you know, but I think a lot of it is internet. I think a lot of it is social media. And I think a lot of it is our addictions to social media. I'm addicted. I can't say that I'm not. I wish I weren't. Yeah, the participation trophies. I see these kids, I see parents of children, grandparents of children showing their kids on Facebook. Oh, look, we played so good. And every one of them, they've got a trophy, they've got rings. I played softball, I played basketball, I played well, I had to run track briefly, but I did get a letter sweater one year for basketball. You had to play in X amount of, well, we had quarters back then, X amount of quarters to get a sweater with a letter on it. And I got one once, I think, one time out of my 3 years of playing. Because I didn't play very much, but nowadays you get the rings, you get these fake, big looking like you're a freaking Super Bowl winner rings, trophies. I bet these kids that play that don't even, their team's 0-20 goes out there and they're like, "Whoa, we played well." You don't get trophies for that, right? But now you do.
Therapy dog, and it pooped outside. Oh, just like a normal dog. But somebody had to pick it up, and it couldn't be Sarah because she was fake injured. So who did Sarah get to pick up her dog poop for her? The medical assistant that came in to assist Sarah.
Editor's note: for results of the sentencing, see our story. Rhode Island woman in stolen Valor fraud case sentenced to prison. Here's how long she'll serve. Sarah Kavanaugh claimed to be ill and disabled Marine veteran, that she had a caregiver pick up her dog's droppings for her.
With her faux medical conditions from her stolen Valor. That's right. Sarah had medical personnel coming in and out to assist her in properly living because she was a wounded veteran, donated by veterans charities. And instead of, actually helping out a veteran, they were tricked into helping Sarah. And not just help Sarah with her faux medical conditions, but pick up her dog shit.
Pick up her dog shit. As in Pooper Scooper, which I have another channel called Pooper Scooper if you want to subscribe to that.
But wait, there's more. See, Sarah would go to the gym. Sarah needed gym memberships paid for by these fantastic veteran organizations. But when she went to the gym, oh no, her neck, her back, her fucking, see.
Ginger says all that the No Kids Left Behind policy. Oh, they pushed through kids so they could get. Wow. Well, I've got a relative who graduated high school. He played football, and, a lot of high schools, football's a big deal. And he couldn't really read when he got out of high school. Couldn't really. He's gotten better, I believe. But, yeah, I mean, if you can't read, it's pretty hard to get, pass through school for all the courses.
B-word and her crack. It was too much. Oh, the stolen Valor hurt so bad that she couldn't possibly bend over and tie her shoes. So she had kind, caring people see a wounded veteran, as fake as she was, stolen Valor, having trouble tying their shoes, and they were going to help her. They were going to tie her shoes for her. Sarah Kavanaugh, fake stolen Valor, I can't say it enough, had people at the gym, friends that she knew, tie her shoes for her because she couldn't possibly do it due to her fake stolen Valor injuries. Imagine that. Imagine thinking that you're the nicest person in the world, just trying to help out somebody that's been wounded overseas. You're going to help them tie their shoes so they can continue physical training, get stronger, maybe get better, and get back to a normal.
It's just like, it's just beyond me to do that. I have a hard time asking for help for when I really need something, I have some things I need done to my house that aren't going to cost a fortune. And I just, I just won't even call for it. I mean, I'm not even asking anybody for money. I'm just saying, I always try to do things myself.
Life just to find out that some bitch tricked you into tying her shoes for God knows how long. Oh, I want to throw a 45-pound plate at her head. Now, before we talk about how much time she got, We got to talk about what happened during the testimony, the witness testimony, the prosecution's final arguments and the defense's final arguments given to the judge. We got to talk about that. You see, that's what really irritates me sometimes about defense attorneys, right? You see a bad person that got arrested for a bad thing. There's mountains of evidence for it. And yet all they can think of is their solve rate or their close rate or whether or not they got their person off or they got the minimum sentence compared to the big one. It's not about justice, right? Because who would possibly make up some bullshit excuse for this crazy lady and be like, oh, well, you know, she doesn't really deserve it. She didn't mean to.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Like, just because you're, you know, what the attorney's going to try to get you off. That's their job. So, I mean, I don't want to cut down on a defense attorney for trying, but that's like saying if somebody went in and stabbed 4 people in their home, you know, college students, and then you try to get them off by saying, well, he was troubled and he had some problems and, you know, he just needs a break. No.
Every excuse under the book to make it not so much her fault. The defense attorney should be friggin' ashamed of himself. What do you want me to do? You want me to not defend the person? No, I want you to look at what justice is and what your turd client did and then go, yeah, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't have stolen over $250,000 from charities and screwed over dozens of people. You know that she actually stole paid time off from individuals at her work at the VA. She said, you know what? I don't feel so good. Can I get some paid time off? I've got cancer. I've got dumb in the brain. I've got blah, 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 and stole people's paid time off. She even forged some documents. People who worked at the VA were like, hey, wait a second. I didn't give her any of my paid time off. Why does she get some of my paid time off? That's fake. Oh, and here's Sarah just writing up fake. Oh, yeah, give her my paid time off fucking certificates and giving them to the boss and being like, thanks, guys. Thanks for the free days off. Her turnery. No bounds. The defense tried to blame Sarah's actions on abuse that she had received while.
Oh, there's always going to be some excuse for people. Give me a break. Give me a break. Ginger says they didn't teach cursive writing. Yeah, they don't teach cursive writing anymore. And math, when you went back to college, they weren't. Wow. They cut it out of the curriculum. Decimals and fractions. I had to take 2 semesters of statistics, which was trigonometry and calculus. I barely passed. No, I think I made a B and a C in those because they were, that's math, very difficult math, not fractions and the things you learn in grade school. Everybody needs those. The calculus and stuff, not so much, but I had to have it.
Child, and this trauma caused her to act in the way that she did. Oh, well, let me give you my 2 cents. Yes, trauma as a child, unfortunate. Undeserved. Not at all Sarah's fault, if it's even true. Not like she has a history of lying. If you were abused as a child and you become a 32-year-old man and you then abuse a child as a 32-year-old man, do you think that that's a valid excuse?
No.
Or do you think that from the time that the abuse happened to the time that you grew up, you should realize that maybe that's a bad thing and you shouldn't do it? Oh my gosh. This person was abused as a child and then grew up to be a 28 to 32-year-old who beat the living crap out of his wife.
Hey, Saul Goodman, how are you?
Half to death on numerous occasions. Do you think that that person should get a break because they had a rough childhood? Or do you think that the 28 to 32-year-old dude beat the crap out of his wife should know at that age that maybe you shouldn't treat people that way? Oh my God. It's almost as if.
Look, he's turning all red. He's so excited. Yes, Glenn, me too. Me too. And this particular thing we're on right now is a female. If you just got here, Glenn, she faked cancer and saying she had a Purple Heart. And then, she lost her job. So they should give her a light sentence. Whatever. No way. Scammers, be gone.
After the trauma, we can learn and grow and know that we shouldn't treat people in a certain way. But that's not what happened with Sarah. That's just a bullshit excuse that her crappy defense attorney, who honestly I've lost all respect for, and I'm sure he doesn't even give a shit about my respect because he doesn't have any for himself or his occupation, because screw justice. Let's just try to get this super lying felon off on the lightest of charges. So here's the end result. Sarah Kavanaugh lost her job. VA ain't hiring her, and she can't practice medicine anymore. She was a counselor, if I'm not mistaken, or some form of counseling, and that's what she had went to school for and gotten her degrees in. Well, she can't practice that anymore, and rightfully so. She stole clients' records and pretended to be them or a made-up amalgamation of them, and then steal a bunch of shit from charities. So there's one thing that she lost. Period. So nice.
Look at him.
She also has to pay back $300,000 in restitution to the various charities that she scammed. Boom! Oh yeah! Lose your job. Going for the wallet. The 1-2 punch. Oh, but what's the third punch? How much time is Sarah Kavanaugh staying in federal pound you in the butt prison? Drum roll, please. 70 months. Yeah, almost 6 years. Ooh.
I hope she doesn't get out early, right? Because they let people out of prison early a lot.
5 years and 10 months.
Yeah, he's very funny.
And then after that, I believe she has 2 years supervision. So 2 years probation, even after all that. Oh, great. Oh, you know what? She sold her house for $83,000. Well, that's what she made on it. And that went immediately to all the veterans and all the charities that she scammed. So, well, hey, that's a good start. Still got about $220,000 to go there, hon.
He's crazy funny.
Well, bam! Oh, so that's it.
That's it.
After having stolen over $250,000, pretended to be a veteran, and scammed dozens and dozens of individual people, Sarah Kavanaugh lost her license, lost her job, got to pay back all that money,
$300,000,
and is going to be spending 70 sweet, sweet months in jail with 2 months under supervision at the end of that. Justice has been served. Makes you want to build bunk beds and do karate in the garage. Even though justice has been served to Sarah, justice may not be so sweet to the veterans organizations that unfortunately lost money from Sarah and might have lost a little bit of face getting caught up in this horrible scam that is 100% Sarah's fault.
Yep. It's 100% Sarah's fault.
So just like the previous video.
And she needs to stay in prison. But, okay, I told y'all the other day about the former governor of Arkansas's son who was arrested for his third or fourth DUI. He had cocaine and guns and was drunk driving. He got sentenced to 8 days in jail. He served 6 hours. He went to the jail the other day. So this was new info that I didn't know the other day. He goes to the jail. He checks in for his jail term. It's just jail, not prison. His jail term. And they let him go because they were overcrowded. First of all, he should have gone to prison. That was his third or fourth DUI. He had cocaine and gun possession at the same time, which those two together can cause you to go to prison. But because of who he is, you know it, and I know it. He didn't even serve any time. 6 hours. And he still has his law license. So, I mean, what are you going to do? Yeah, they let him walk, basically, Saul. That's what they did. I mean, because he's the governor. The governor, our last governor, our new governor, I'm going to be doing a short today explaining the whole thing about her that's going on. I've been putting it off because I'm worried I'm not going to do it as well as I want to do it. So I'm just going to sit here and do it today because I'm sick of her. Anyway, she felt entitled to this money and everything. Yes. And wanted to not have to serve any jail time for this. Well, she's in jail. She's in prison. So let's just hope that, she stays there. Now I've got a couple more videos. We've still got some time here. We got some, these are other cases. This is a guy who catches people. I think that's his whole channel. Wait, he's got 189,000 subscribers on YouTube. And we all know that you don't just get, I mean, it's easier to get 300,000 subscribers or followers on some other platforms, but YouTube, when you get up to 100 and whatever I just said he has, that when you get to 100,000, you've put in the work and you've done some things. And this is this guy here, and this is his gig. He likes to go at fallen Valor. He calls them out. Yes, it's a felony. Yep. Glenn, makes me so mad. Makes me so mad. Just because your father was the governor, it doesn't give you a free pass. And he's running his father, our former governor, what's his name? Hutchinson. He's running for president. He's got like 1% of the vote or the Republican vote. I don't know. But I'm in a river unit for a combat unit for about maybe a few months. And my CO calls me to his office at midnight, mind you, midnight. And I go into his office. First of all, he calls me Mr. Lusage. And I said, Captain, why are you calling me Mr. Lusage? I'm a sergeant. He said, well, you're a hell of a lot more than that.
I'm sorry. Did you say you were a sergeant?
He could see you. So
I'm sorry. Did you say you were a sergeant?
Yes, he says, well, pardon?
Did you say you were a sergeant?
Let me just say. Pardon me?
Did you just say you were a sergeant?
I was a sergeant, sir.
In the Navy underwater demolition team.
I left at I was at E4 when I was in Vietnam. I mean, in my first year, and then I became an E5. So I actually left the service as an E5. But
okay, just to clear this up, because I retired from the Navy. You were a sergeant?
Pardon me, sir.
Listen, you just told me you were a sergeant.
Listen,
in Navy underwater demolition team. Is that correct?
No, I did not say that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you just told me you were a sergeant.
See, already, Mr. You know what? Mr. Shipley, I'm going to terminate this call because I think you're an old man that's frustrated. I don't know what the fuck
your name is not listed.
And that's another thing liars do. You're just an old man that's frustrated. No, you got caught lying and you're just going to leave because this man's caught onto you.
To be one of you. And you're going to put him, let's put him on YouTube. Let's make him feel like the biggest piece of shit on planet Earth.
Yeah.
Well, here's a big pile of shit in satanic form. Straight from the depths of hell. I think Satan himself wants you to go say hi to that guy and just see how he's doing. Because you did him dirty, boys. You did him fucking dirty. You just put him on blast. It's what you boys do.
Yeah, they should.
But check him the fuck out. Fuck you.
On blast.
Fuck you. Grove Street OGs ain't no match for fucking weekend soldiers.
Weekend.
What team were you with when that was all happening?
We was doing 3 hostage rescue.
What SEAL team?
3.
It's team 3. And what year was that?
That was 79 and 80.
SEAL history. SEAL Team 3 was not commissioned until 1983. So in 79, 80, 81, 82, there was no SEAL Team 3.
You know what? I got to apologize to you, sir. It was 7. I got transferred over to 3 when I got my eyes filled in with jet fuel.
Oh, fantastic. So it was SEAL Team 7.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, that changes a lot because...
yeah, I apologize on that. You're right. I knew that. It's just I was thinking when I got out.
Well, SEAL Team 7 wasn't commissioned until the mid 2000s.
Gotcha.
So I get a call from a guy in a bar in Wyoming, and all his coworkers are in there, and this fucking guy starts running his suck about being on SEAL Team 13, and the guy just knew it was bullshit. He was a little hesitant to put him on the phone, being their coworkers, but I guess you
see, you gotta be military to know all this. You don't just, I mean, that they're using the wrong, words and SEAL Team 13, that's when it's not true. But I wouldn't know that. The average person wouldn't know that.
caught the brunt of that. I have to pull up his name, but 138 graduated in 1986. The guys knew it was bullshit. So maybe he'll shut up now. Maybe not. But that's where they go with that. The questions just get a little too hard to handle for them. And I don't know how you rebuild coral reefs by using explosives. And there is terminology for it. The different types of underwater stuff that we look for. It's just all bullshit. These guys are so fucking full of shit, man. I'll kill them.
So you're a SEAL team member, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's another SEAL team member here that wanted to just say, hey.
Why are you crying?
Hello. Hello.
Hey. Who's this?
It's Don Shipley. Who's this?
Shipley?
Yeah.
Stremmel. Tim Stremmel.
Stremmel. And you were a Navy SEAL?
I was 6 years in the Navy, went through all the training, but I got hurt in an underwater explosion 15 days before my second up. So I cannot officially say Navy SEAL, but I went through the training.
And you got hurt in an underwater explosion?
Yes, sir. Redoing the coral reefs down off of Florida.
And they were doing that during Bud's training?
No, it was right afterwards.
Oh,
and we were training after that.
Oh,
I went through my Bud's Tornado.
So you went through SEAL training. You made it all the way through.
Yes, sir.
Oh.
I did.
What was your Bud's class number?
So what?
Your Bud's class number.
This one's funny.
It was the Bud's class number was 138.
Oh, that's a different one.
138. Well, I was 131. You remember what year that class graduated?
My class graduated in 1978. Or no, 77. I'm sorry.
Oh,
138. I graduated.
What year did you graduate from high school? Everybody knows that. What year did you graduate from training? Everybody knows those kind of things. We're off the top of your head.
131 in February of 1984. I don't see how 138 could have graduated in 78. You want to try it again?
I can't tell you, but you can come down here to Charlie's and I'll tell you.
Okay, but you got hurt in underwater. Do you remember the type of demolitions that hurt you?
We were doing rebuilding the coral reefs down off of the Florida Keys.
Do you remember the type of explosives you were using?
C4.
C4. And you were rebuilding.
And I was coming away. You know what? I don't have to explain myself. I know what training I went through.
Were you a SEAL Team
and
13?
I'm done.
Were you a SEAL Team 13?
Hangs up.
Boy. Oh, these guys. I won't put the guy on the
Hello?
Hey, it's Don.
Hey.
What a clown. Where is that idiot?
Yeah, I'm not sure, Ginger, but you know, these people that have been in the military, they know the wording and they know, you know, what because I don't know all that, but these guys do. They do. They get their information from TV. Like, I guess they watch Top Gun and then say they flew fighter jets. It's crazy.
He invited me down. You should be able to talk to him some more.
I don't know. He's sitting right in front of me.
Oh, he is right now?
Yeah.
Give me the phone. Tell him take the fucking phone back. Tell him I'm sorry. I made a mistake. Not really.
No. This fucking guy in front of me. That was a Marine that you talked to.
Yeah, I know, but I talked to the phony as well. So he said.
Oh, you did?
Oh yeah, he said he went through class 138 in 1978. I went through 131 in 1980.
Oh, I know. I watch all your shit on YouTube. But
Yeah, class 138 graduated in July of 1986. There is no SEAL Team 13. And I hear it all the time about underwater explosions. I got hurt by an underwater explosive. Like, we're so fucking stupid. And that Marine EOD guy there ought to be able to confirm enough of that. It's pretty safe stuff. So,
yeah,
if that guy runs his suck again.
Because he must have handed you to the wrong guy. Because there's another phony in here.
How many phonies you got there?
I don't know, but we're in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Well, the phony that I just spoke to claimed the Team 13, and he got hurt after training and all this other shit. So I don't know who handed who the phone, but I'd like to talk to one of them again. You got another one there I can talk to?
Was he a country western kind of guy that you just talked to?
He sounded like a big, stupid son of a bitch.
Yep, that was him.
Yeah. So you got another one in there, or are we done for the night?
I guess we're done for the night.
Okay.
You must talk to the right guy, but I just want to let
All right. I'm going to.
You know.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. And you tell that big lumpy son of a bitch, if he keeps making those claims, I'll take him up on my trip to Cheyenne.
Oh. Let's see. Oh no, we don't want to watch that one yet. Yeah, I think I'm gonna save the rest of those for another day because I think that this is a topic that I'm going to be covering again, and I've got some more like compilation videos and everything. But I think we've covered pretty much mostly, you know, just getting this idea out there to people who may not be familiar. And I'm learning a lot just, you know, researching this last night and this morning to get ready for this live. There's a lot to uncover here and a lot of humor when they get caught. And, you know, I'm going to look back at some of these other, you know, watch these more intense and find some of the bigger cases and, you know, look at those in the future. But I appreciate everybody watching today. It was been really entertaining to me to hear these actual people who were, you know, military calling these people out. I mean, this guy's just funny. He's got this whole channel, like I said. So I'm gonna watch a bunch of his stuff and hell, maybe I'll get him and have him come on here sometime. Yeah, you can share it. Great. Would love for you to, Glenn. Thank you for that. Thank you, Ginger. You're welcome for that. And I will see y'all in the morning. I think Friday's going to be our kind of lighthearted fun day. So look for that tomorrow morning at the same time. And y'all have a great rest of your day. It's Thursday. It's almost Friday. Yeah, please do, Glenn. Yeah, that would be great. And please hit that like button for me. And also, thanks, Nat. And also, look, I'm appreciative for y'all being here. So when I'm asking you to hit the like button, that's just to help me. But you help me by being here in my chat. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, Craftastic. Maybe I'll just have this guy come on and tell some stories. That'd be fun. We'll see. Anyway, y'all have a great day and take care of yourself, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye.